Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar 25 back again with my co-host, Michael Fuentamania.
What up, Marks?
Guys, we're back again. You know what time it is. Last night was the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW Dynamite, and NXT television. Not too much. Two shows with not too much meat on the bone here.
Yeah, I think it's helping us out for the next couple of weeks. That should be big for both shows.
Because you have AEW coming up at Fyter Fest night 1 next week and night 2 the week after. You know, taking place to set up the regular Dynamite, and NXT kind of, let's see how they counter program that going forward. They have the big winner take all match on July 8th, night 2 of Fyter Fest. So we'll get into it. Before we do, guys, I want to remind you guys to drop a like on this video and previous videos. If you're watching and not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Notification bell so you guys aren't missing anything when it drops. Follow social media, Twitter, Instagram, follow Twitch for the live streams. And then I'll pop on the screen. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. We got 5 takeaways for the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW versus NXT. Let's get into it, guys. Let's jump in. All right, guys, so AEW Dynamite started with the Lumberjack match between Luchasaurus and Wardlow. I hate Lumberjack matches because they always got to get involved, and they did the big spot where everybody's kind of just standing around, and and then one guy leaps on the other one, and he hits like 3 out of the 20 guys that are there, and they all fall. I'm not a huge fan of this stuff because it makes it look more staged, and it really has to be. Wardlow gets the win because MJF interfered a little bit, and then he was able to get Luchasaurus up, drop him, and get the win. Now they announced that at Fyter Fest, I think it's night 1, it's going to be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Wardlow and MJF. So cool match to see there.
Yeah, definitely cool match. I mean, I like the beginning how it started with just two, it was like Godzilla versus King Kong basically, and there's the middle of the ring just throwing left and right at each other. Should have been more of that and less of the flying around and throwing people.
Lumberjack shit. Yeah, I think Lumberjack just kills everything. But
should have been just two monsters facing each other. As
a match, minus the Lumberjacks, it was good.
Yeah.
Guys, next thing on the show, Hikaru Shida versus Red Velvet. Obviously, Shida won this match super quickly, but the issue was she brawled Penelope Ford on the outside, and their match is at Fyter Fest for the AEW Women's Championship. So excited to see that. Let's see if maybe Penelope Ford gets the win. Guys, we're going to get to the first takeaway of the Wednesday Night Wars, and it is the Fyter Fest press conference with Cody and Jake Hager for the TNT Championship. It looked like very UFC style press conference, or pretty much UFC. Not even really like New Japan.
Even like a old boxing, just old school. Yeah. Big fight feel, try to make it feel important, basically. That's
if you watch any UFC show, they always do the press conferences for the weigh-ins and stuff like that, on the separate days. This is exactly like this. It was, the Nightmare family up there, and Jake Hager was nowhere to be found. So his side of the podium, his side of the seating area was all empty. They supposedly had reporters there, even though only one asked a question, and it was from Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And it was towards Arn Anderson as to why, what he thought about Jake Hager not being there.
I'm pretty sure she said R. She didn't even say Arn. Heard R?
It could have been.
For you, R?
I'm not sure if that was for real. But Cody's talking about, obviously, what happened with Ricky Starks the week before. And how he came up, had no money. Now he has a job and a contract and all that.
You threw out the American dream out there.
Threw the American dream out there, yeah. And then, here comes Jake Hager with his wife. They come up and they do a little pose down like the UFC does. And Jake Hager put his fist in Cody's face. Dustin got involved and kind of pushed him back. And then, Hager was leaving, but his wife throws water in the face of Cody, who really sold it like it burned his eyes a little bit. And that was it. That was pretty much it. It could have
been seltzer water, man. It could have been, seltzer water or something.
Could have been, yeah. But guys, that was it. I mean, I don't know how the match is going to turn out. And I thought this, I thought this hit, missed big time. I thought this thing, I think it was too staged. And it just didn't come off well. I know you thought it was cool and kind of realistic and shit.
Yeah, I thought it had some big fight feel to it, some realistic vibes of actual sporting event. They're trying to go away from the sports entertainment. Even Cody Rhodes said it, he doesn't like show wrestling or cosplay wrestling. He likes professional wrestling. So they're trying to make it feel important. Was it great? No, it wasn't bad. It was fine. It was, we're trying to hype up a match, an important match to try to make this belt, who said is incomplete, to make it, feel more important than what it's supposed to be. So that's what they're trying to do, and that's what this kind of, I think, added to it. I mean, I know you were a big fan of it, but I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I would rather have them like I'd rather them do it in the ring because it's like, do you do it in a press conference like that? It's like, you know what? There's nobody gonna be there to be.
It comes up kind of hokey.
Yeah, like, it comes up hokey. Like yeah,
and it's just like, and it's not like you have like Fox or Fox Sports, or ESPN there, like the WWE would have. You just have like TNT and Bleacher Report basically there.
Yeah, so it's like
I don't know. It just whatever. But it was. I mean, they were trying something. Look, there's no crowd. There's nobody around. It's just like, let's just try to have fun with stuff and create things to care about. And that's where we're at right now. So whatever. It's all right.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought it was a miss. Let's see how the match goes at Fyter Fest. I believe this is night one. Yeah, I believe this is gonna happen on night one. But guys, that's takeaway number one. This press conference. Next thing on the show, this was they had a video before this match, and it was Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela at a local convenience store, and then they get into like some funny looking fight, and it's just. It's stupid. I think it was dumb. Yeah, so this match, Sonny Kiss, Joey Janela versus Mr. Brody Lee and Colt Cabana, who is kind of now in the Dark Order. The match was fine. Brody Lee and Colt Cabana get the win here. And, you know, Lance Archer showed up after the match to beat the shit out of Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. And now Lance Archer will take on Joey Janela on night 2 of Fyter Fest. That should be a slaughter, most likely.
Yeah, probably. I would, if I had to guess.
And then what we get is Brody Lee and Colt Cabana in the back talking, and Brody Lee
under the SmackDown blue light, which is weird.
Yeah, which is weird. Now they're talking, and then Brody Lee sets up the match at Fyter Fest. It will be Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, and Stu Grayson versus the entire SCU. And you know they're actual friends of Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana came into AEW helping them out. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see if Colt Cabana fully joins the Dark Order. It'll be interesting to see him join, and I think I'll enjoy it anyways.
And they have unfinished business because this was the start of the Dark Order. It was the SCU. They were kind of like the whole and that kind of just died off once Brody Lee came out. So hopefully,
big time. Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah. Guys, next thing on the show, takeaway number 2. It is at what happened after this match between SCU and FTR. FTR showing up again, driving from Asheville, North Carolina. Long-ass drive. I don't know what they're going to do when it starts being a traveling circus again. If they're going to travel from Asheville, North Carolina every single time.
That's a lot of miles on that Chevy, boy. That's a lot of miles.
FTR obviously was going to get the win here. They got the win. Solid, very, very, very good match, right? They cut a promo afterwards talking about how they're coming after everybody, talking about the Bucks, the tag team champions, Omega and Page, talking about everybody on the roster. How any other tag team on the roster and how they're gonna show everybody that they're the best tag team on the planet. Then their truck gets kind of hijacked by the Butcher and the Blade, who I hate when they wear that white.
It's summertime. Yeah, they keep cool, man.
It's weird. They look funny to me wearing that white. They look like a bunch of like painters. But whatever. They're saying that they're challenging the Bucks, the team of the Bucks and FTR to an 8-man tag, and their tag team partners, Butcher and Blade tag team partners, will be the returning Pentagon and Ray Phoenix, who's coming back off that injury he sustained before Double or Nothing, the Wednesday of Double or Nothing. Yeah. So they get into a brawl in the ring between Lucha Bros and FTR. So I'm super excited. I knew they were going to go this route. I wasn't, like the other tag team I didn't know, like was going to be Lucha Bros. I thought it might have been somebody else. I don't know. Maybe I thought they were going with Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc.
Something, or even SCU might be going in there. I thought something like that. Yeah.
But since the stuff happened with Jimmy Havoc now recently, is that he's been suspended. So that obviously is thrown out the window. So that's what I think that's why I threw Pentagon and Phoenix in there. But it's gonna be a bust ass match. Like it's gonna be off the wall. But I want to see the issues that arise between FTR and the Bucks on how they want to work the match, because like the Bucks are gonna do a lot of high spots and stuff like that, and FTR is gonna want to like really cut the ring in half and do their kind of old school type tag team wrestling.
Well, that's the best part about it. There's a whole huge mix of guys in this match. I mean, you're gonna have the Bucks and the Lucha Bros doing their crazy stunts all over the place, and then the more grounded tag teams of the Butcher and the Blade and FTR kind of going at it, hustle and bustle their way. I mean, it should be great. It's going to have everything that you ever wanted in a tag match. Hopefully it ends up with FTR and the Young Bucks kind of like adding, fuel to the fire of that rivalry, hopefully creating, what we're going to see in the future. But yeah, this match came out of nowhere for me. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if that's first night or second night, whichever night that is. It's going to steal the show, I think.
That's the second night match.
Well, that's going to steal the show. Sorry, Brian Cage and Mox, but that's going to steal the show right there. I would hate to follow that.
Yeah, it has the opportunity to steal night 2 of Fyter Fest. It's going to be a tremendous, tremendous match. And again, I want to see the dynamic between the Bucks and FTR. It could be kind of like trying to one up each other, basically, that whole entire match.
Yeah. But in their different styles, which adds that whole storyline, like just the more grounded team against the Spot Monkeys. So it should be fun.
I hope FTR calls out the Bucks and for maybe not holding the tag rope or something like that. Something like
sounds fun.
Like hold the fucking tag rope. That's what we feel tag team wrestling, shit like that. Yeah. Funny thing in the promo that I believe it was Dax Harwood that was the one that was cutting the promo. He said he pointed to JR and said, we're not like the athletes that JR likes and shit like that.
The football players, boys.
The football players, the collegiate athletes that JR loves so much.
Boomer sooner.
Guys, that is takeaway number 2 of the Wednesday Night Wars. Next thing on the show was Brian Cage versus John Cruz, a squash match. Cage destroyed him, dominated him after the match. Taz calling out Jon Moxley. He wasn't there. He wasn't on the show. Calling him out, saying he was sitting at home. And the good thing that he's at home, because if that would happen, if he would have showed up, he would have beaten, destroyed by Cage.
You know why he's home?
Because his wife is sick at the moment. Yeah.
Yes, with COVID. So I'm going to say this right now. It's all a plan of WWE to ruin AEW. Let's get Renee sick. Send her home to Mox. Mox now has to be quarantined because he's been in contact with the person that was infected with COVID. It's all a plan. That's what I'm calling it. It's a plan.
Could be, yeah. It'd be pretty interesting. But let's see if I don't think this is gonna put the match in jeopardy between Mox.
Because 2 weeks of quarantine, he should be just around time to come back.
Guys, next thing on the show was supposed to be Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, but with the comments Sammy Guevara made in the past, that just came out again.
Nice one, Sammy.
He's been suspended until further notice. So it was Matt Hardy versus Santana of Pride and Powerful. Hardy gets the win. Not much to write home about here. There's still some issues between Hardy and the whole, now he has Private Party with him. So there's these issues going on. I believe Private Party's going to take on Santana and Ortiz at Fyter Fest. So we'll see what happens. Funny thing, they came in the ring. Mark Quinn kind of busted his ass trying to flip over the top rope. It's kind of funny. He made a funny face afterwards, but that was pretty much it. Nothing much to write home about here. The whole Sammy Guevara thing really throws a monkey wrench into this whole thing.
Especially, it sucks for Matt because Matt was not, gonna have a little run with him, and that just puts him in limbo now. So we'll see where it all goes.
Yeah, big time.
Nice one, Sammy.
Yeah. Guys, next thing on the show, takeaway number 3 in the final segment of AEW Dynamite, and it was Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho, the face-to-face. Now, Chris Jericho is berating him from the start, and then as he should. Then Cassidy takes the mic from him, and you think you're finally going to hear him say something. He doesn't. He does little shin kicks to Chris Jericho, taunting him, puts his hands in his pockets, and then the brawl ensues. They fight all the way into the crowd, into the stands, and Jericho hits Orange Cassidy in the head with a camera rig and actually cuts him behind the ear. But Cassidy turns the tide, throws him through a table later on, and he stands tall, which means he's probably gonna lose at Fyter Fest. Which I don't know. I think he should. Yeah, I think he should lose. But either way, he doesn't have to. There's no need for him to win this match. This match will elevate him, especially if it's a tremendous match, which I think it will be, and especially if he treats it a certain way. Like, is he gonna start this match, balls to the wall from the start, or is he gonna do the whole? He should
start off and be lazy, not interested, and then builds up. Of course, that's the way he should go in. He should play off his character the way he's been doing it, and then as the match goes on, he gets more intensity. And Jericho's gonna bring it out of him. Jericho is the best in the world at bringing the best out of guys, and that's what he's going to do. And he's building this division. And the fact is, Cassidy doesn't need to win because he's already winning because he's in a match with Jericho at a big event. So he's already winning. So he's already elevated as we speak. So just go in there, have a good match. Jericho will pull it out of him, and you're in the ring, one of the best of all time. So
this is a tremendous way to end the show because it was a very hot segment. And this whole thing started just because Orange Cassidy kind of walked through their shop one time when they were doing this thing back then. But back-to-back nights, 3 weeks in a row, you beat him with the Blood Oranges, and he showed up last week. And then and now they did this week. So it's really elevating Cassidy to a main event level type status. Whether he can stay there after the fact, after this match, who knows? But I'm hoping the match will live up to the build up because the build was really good.
When there was a crowd, he was getting huge pops. Like he was getting massive pops. He was, engaging with the crowd, just him being himself. So, I mean, I think the kid's a star. I think he's going to be – we'll see where it goes. I mean, gimmicks can run out. He needs to keep evolving and, adding things to the gimmick and to his moveset and matches types. But, I mean, the sky's the limit for that guy. He hasn't even really said a word. He's like one of the most over guys in the company. So,
but they are smart the way they're using because he doesn't really have many matches.
No.
He's very just there, do some funny stuff, do some entertaining stuff.
And
his matches are very limited. It's better that way because what will happen is he'll get stale of the fact that he starts every match lazy and then kicks it up later on.
Exactly.
So even though we think that's what's going to happen in this match, but since he doesn't have any matches, it'll work out cool. And obviously Jericho is Jericho, so he will make the match the best that it could possibly be, and we're excited. It's one of the more exciting matches we're trying to see at Fyter Fest. I believe it takes place on night 2. But guys, that's takeaway number 3. That's all of AEW Dynamite. We're gonna jump right now into 2 more takeaways for that happened on NXT. And NXT started off with Cameron Grimes versus Damian Priest, feud that started like last week.
The Puerto Rican powerhouse, this guy said, and I was like, he's Puerto Rican? I never knew.
I never knew that either. I guess he is. The match, was what it was. Damian Priest still nursing the ribs from the fall he took off the apron at TakeOver in your house against Finn Balor, landed on the steps. Grimes gets the win here. Nothing much else to say here. Don't know where it's going to go from here. Don't know if Priest is a good guy after this. Well,
Priest is definitely going to – I mean, I think they're giving you the sympathy babyface loss where he's injured, but he went out there and, like, against everyone's, better judgment, went out there and had a match when he shouldn't. So I think we're going to see a babyface run. I don't know. Again, I never really liked him all that much, or he's been to me. He's been in NXT. Maybe as a babyface, he'll shine and become a big star. We'll see where it all goes. Him and Grimes, okay start. We'll see where this all goes, and hopefully, we get 2 stars out of this.
Yeah. Let's see where it goes. I think the gimmick of Grimes needs to change, but let's see what happens. Guys, next thing on the show of NXT, Jake Atlas versus Santos Escobar in his first match as Santos Escobar. He obviously won the match. It wasn't for the Cruiserweight Championship, but he's still Cruiserweight Champion. And this is pretty much it. Now we're gonna see when Jake Maverick comes back because he was stretchered off from the attack last week. So this basically is
defending his honor.
Yeah, so it's basically just holding the place until they want to bring Maverick back in to get his revenge on Santos Escobar. Next thing on the show, the continuation of the feud with Caden Carter, Casey Catanzaro, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez. They had a tag team match here. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez get the win. They continue to beat them every single time they face. So there's not really much going on here. Nothing to say here. Next thing on the show, Karrion and Kross in his first match since NXT TakeOver in your house when he beats Monster Ciampa. With Scarlett. He's taking on Bronson Reed, who called him out last week. Big feats of strength from Karrion Kross here, and he took everything that Bronson Reed hit him with and didn't really sell most of it.
He saw anything.
Yeah. They're going that route, which is cool, the monster route. And obviously Kross got the win here. He choked him out. Let's see where Kross goes. Now, Kross kind of in a holding pattern. So let's see if Adam Cole does lose the title in 2 weeks. We'll see if Kross jumps straight into whoever beat him, or if Cole retains in 2 weeks. Let's see if Kross goes after him immediately after that.
This makes me think that Cole's going to end up winning, and I think him and Karrion Kross are going to have a little feud going forward, just because of the whole hourglass thing from last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago, or whatever that was. I just think this is more this whole Keith Lee and Adam Cole match for title versus title. I think that's just more for Fyter Fest to take the shine from them. I think Cole wins this still, and it's him and Karrion Kross at the next takeover.
Could be, yeah. Guys, next thing on the show, we had a backstage interview with Rhea Ripley, and she ran into Robert Stone. She grabbed Robert Stone, threw him in a dumpster. Here came Aliyah. Aliyah slapped her, and then the match ensued between Aliyah and Rhea Ripley. Nothing much to write home about here. Ripley hit the riptide, gets the win, obviously. And this is going to continue. Now, next week, it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus both Robert Stone and Aliyah. So we're going to have, man-on-woman match. And if Rhea Ripley loses, then she has to join the Robert Stone brand. I'm not super excited about this. It is what it is.
It sucks for Rhea, actually.
Yeah, it sucks for Rhea,
She's fallen from being champion at WrestleMania against Charlotte to Roger Stone and Aliyah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too good. Guys, next thing on the show, it is takeaway number 4 of the night. It is more Dexter Lumis and the Undisputed Era. Mostly Roderick Strong, because Roderick Strong seems to be tripping balls after him being put in the trunk.
Well, he did have therapy this week, and he actually felt a lot better.
He had therapy last week, right? And then, the therapist is, Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly, yeah. And then they tried him, put him back in the trunk to, get over the fear. He ran away. This week, he's more, therapy with Kyle O'Reilly, and he actually gets in the trunk and kind of overcomes the fear a bit. And then, they tell him that you're facing Dexter Lumis in a match.
Yeah.
And the match, there wasn't a match here because Roger Strong kind of ran away, and it was a count-out victory for Dexter Lumis. But I'm just enjoying Dexter Lumis's character so much and everything and the stuff that he's doing.
He's a resident creep of NXT.
Yeah, and he's really taking it to Roger Strong and Bobby Fish. And, he continues to really screw up all of, their kind of, fun. And then, Roger Strong is, shitting bricks every time the name of Dexter Lumis comes up. So I'm enjoying the story. I wasn't a huge fan of the therapy session type thing.
I thought that was kind of corny, but it got his point across.
Yeah, it's all about Dexter Lumis right now. It's all about, eventually Dexter Lumis, I don't know what's going to happen because Velveteen Dream has some rumors swirling around about him, and I thought the tag team was going to form between him and Dexter Lumis. We'll see what happens with that if that all gets cleared up. But I would have liked to see Dexter Lumis and Velveteen Dream as a tag team. Let's see if he's going to continue to feud with Roderick Strong and maybe eventually get a big profile match against Roderick Strong in the near future. Mm-hmm. But I am enjoying everything he's doing. I love the character. I love the funny little crawl that he does where it's all hands. Yeah. And
I love it never has he reacting to anything. He just has the same bland face the entire time and just puts guys in holds and just says that same face. Just dead stare, 1,000-yard stare that just creeps everybody out.
Because when Roger Strong leaves, he gets the count out win. Dexter Lumis does, and then he puts a submission on Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish gets out and runs away, and he just stares him down. So good stuff from Dexter Lumis. I'm enjoying the character. And
the strap match next week should be pretty fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. We'll get to see that. It should be pretty good to see. Guys, next thing on the show, it was the main event, and it's the final takeaway, takeaway number 5. It was that heavy hitter triple threat match for the North American Championship. The winner faces Adam Cole in 2 weeks for a winner-take-all match. It was Keith Lee, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano. Tremendous match. Balor, Gargano are similar style-wise, and Keith Lee's the difference maker because he's the big, strong, athletic guy.
And they definitely really made an emphasis on putting his power moves as the show because he was taking 2 guys out at one time. They were hopping on his back, trying to choke him out. The big giant. Really well done match. Really good match. There was 2 commercial breaks that they always kill me, but not great match. It was all I expected for an NXT TV show match. It was really, really good match.
Yeah. And the winner of the match, and still your North American Championship champion, is Keith Lee. He will take on Adam Cole in 2 weeks, which should be a very, very interesting matchup like we talked about before. Whoever wins, we assume Karrion Kross will go after, but it seems more likely. Now, I don't know, maybe Karrion Kross, they have to have a winner in this match. The title has to switch hands in this match. Yeah. You can't really just do a screwball finish and
DQ. You never know.
Yeah, that shit will be a disaster, I think. Yeah. I think it will suck because what you're trying to do is you're trying to counter program night 2, which is the AEW championship match between Moxley and Brian Cage with the winner-take-all Adam Cole versus Keith Lee match. And as a match, I'd rather see the Keith Lee and Adam Cole match than would John Moxley and Brian Cage.
Without question.
Just as an overall match, I think it would be better.
Yeah.
But
we're going to watch both. People are going to DVR both and just watch both. But I think the more exciting matchup is Keith Lee versus Adam Cole.
Yeah, I think that's the more interesting matchup. But great performance from all 3 guys in this match. They did the whole Finn pointing in the corner, and then the camera angle cuts to him, and you see Keith Lee kind of just raise up.
BP Taker style? He was just in the back.
He's done it before. So he does that, and then beats the shit out of all these guys. So it was a lot of just them flip-flying and flopping around for the power style of Keith Lee. Yeah. Keith Lee got the win. He hit his move, and then I didn't like the ending of this because
Why? I liked it with the coup de grace onto Johnny.
That was cool. I just didn't like the way Keith Lee went to pin Johnny Gargano. He was like
Gargano. Looking up.
Yeah, and he pinned him and just started looking up at Balor like this, which I think kind of threw me out a little bit. So like, he's waiting for, he's waiting for it.
Balor,
and then he moved this Balor who's in the coup de grace and it hit on Johnny. Then he hit the move on Balor to get the win and retain. So he will face, like we said, Adam Cole. Super excited for that match. But guys, that was NXT. Both shows, not too much, meat on the bone, as we said. NXT did get the ratings win this week.
And that triple threat match, obviously.
The triple threat match. So the counter programming continues. They got the one up on AEW this week. I want to see what happens Fighter Fest night 2.
Well, night 1, I think Fighter Fest is going to definitely win, just because there isn't that much for next week on NXT yet. But night 2 of Fighter Fest and NXT, that July 8th, should be fireworks that night. That's going to be one hell of a wrestling night. I'm excited for that night.
Yeah, so we'll see who wins the ratings for that week, the week of July 8th. That's the big, test to see who's gonna kind of maybe take the lead in this whole ratings war between the two companies.
Middle of the summer, everyone's home. It's after July 4th weekend. I mean, this is old school wrestling. I'm excited, man. This stuff gets me excited. This is what I look forward to.
It's gonna be some good stuff. But guys, that is all the takeaways. 5 takeaways from the Wednesday Night Wars, AEW versus NXT. Appreciate you guys for watching the episode. Remember, for those more people that did not do the job.
Later, Marks.